Hi, I'm JP.
And I'm Adam.
I've never seen Lost.
I have.
I'm told that it's good.
I liked it.
I'm told that it made sense.
Sort of.
But we're watching it out of order.
So it definitely won't make sense.
But it might still be good. Since we won't expect it to make sense, we'll still be able to appreciate each episode on its own merits as a 1-hour story.
Sometimes 2 or 3.
As opposed to just a fraction of an ongoing, sprawling, and increasingly complex tangle of relationships, personal stories, mysteries, mythologies, experiments, social dynamics, unnatural disasters, unanswered questions, and hot tropical hookups.
Are you okay?
I'm not sure.
Because you lost me a little bit there at the end.
Well, good, because I've been lost since the beginning. We're lost on Lost. Welcome, everybody, to Lost on Lost. I am JP Russell, joined, as always, by Adam Busher.
And I gotta tell you, it's just so good to be here.
Adam, a quick story that I think relates to this episode that I want to share with you and with our audience. So this episode directly relates to a time I was at a gentleman's club. I was there for the articles. I noticed that a dancer standing at the bar next to me, and she had a tattoo, a really big tattoo across her back, and it said Deus Ex Machina. And I complimented her tattoo, but I did so in the translation and said God from the Machine. And she was so impressed with my knowledge compared to that of the rest of the strip show, the rest of the strip club patrons, that she gave me a free lap dance. And I can say with confidence that is the most that I've gotten out of my theater arts degree. Today we are talking about Deus Ex Machina, the 19th episode of Season 1 and the 19th episode overall. Our centric characters, everyone's favorite understudy from My Left Foot, old Johnny Locke. Deus Ex Machina takes place on the 39th through 41st days after the crash of Oceanic Flight 815. Adam.
Yes.
Do you have a recap for us?
Yes, I do.
Hit me with that recap, baby.
The island will lead us. Resident survivor mystic John Locke continues to teach Eagle Scout washout Boone Carlisle about the do's and don'ts of getting into underground bunkers. Stay focused, Carlisle. That home invasion badge is yours if you want it. Elsewhere on the island, Michael and Jin continue the groundwork on their Royal Caribbean Cruise franchise opportunity, while the rest of the survivors also do some meaningless shit. Back in the way back, a somehow older-looking John Locke has a not-quite Rockwellian reunion with his long-lost mother, and then his long-lost father, and then his long-lost kidney. Whoops, I got a little carried away there. We once asked what kidneys go for on the black market. The answer is a father's love and a son's trust. You heard it here. It's Deus Ex Machina on Lost on Lost.
Wow.
That was good.
That was a recap.
That's very accurate.
Mm-hmm.
We have a guest.
What?
Shiver me timbers. I want to welcome to the show, Freddy.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever watched Lost in my life.
Oh, well.
There we
In
go.
my life.
Ask
I'll
me
tell you
shows.
what. I'll tell you what. I have notes.
Oh, good. Good.
I have some things.
I have some things to discuss with you guys.
Freddie, you and I are literally brothers from a different mother.
Correct. Science experiments.
Yeah, as you stated, this is your first episode of Lost that you've watched. Not the first guest that we've had that's in that same situation.
But it's actually a pretty even split, I would
Yeah.
say. But so you didn't watch Lost. What do you like to watch instead of Lost, or what did you like? Back in the day.
I actually was never much of a, I was the kid that 6th, 7th grade. I had friends who were quoting Seinfeld, and I had no understanding of what they were talking about. I was like, that's hilarious. What are they talking about? So I was never really in tune with that stuff, but
that stuff
now,
you mean television?
I guess like the popular shows, I just never
gotcha.
really latched on to it. But
Sure.
proving going back to it now it's very interesting.
Yeah. Well, I'd say you have a pretty eclectic taste in movies, though. You're always watching.
It's a bit
something.
much. It's a bit much.
Yeah, it's hard to pin down into one descriptive like. Yeah.
No, there's no way to pigeonhole me into any kind of genre. It's just kind of like music too. It's like it's too fun to watch everything. So I, initially thought I would very much dislike spending 43 minutes watching a show that's almost 20 years old, and then I turned it on and I was like, oh, I get it. You
messaged me and you were like, I'm 2.5 minutes into this episode and I have 3 pages of notes.
Correct. It's correct. It's a perfect balance because there's obviously technical limitations to this television show, but it fared enough to where the end of it, I was kind of like, all right.
Freddie, it's excellent to have you here. We're very excited to have you on.
And I appreciate the invite. I'm excited to do something with my time after 8:30 at night. It's pretty awesome. Leaving the house at 8:30 at night was actually a rush. I'm not gonna lie.
You got all jittery. You're like,
I'm doing something bad, guys. I'm recording a podcast.
You're not leaving this podcast till you smoke this whole pack of cigarettes.
That's right. There you go. See ya, girls. Daddy's going out for some smokes.
Y'all want to get into Deus Ex Machina?
Let's do it. Let's get started.
Deus Ex Machina originally aired on March 30th, 2005. It was written by some guys named Carlton Cuse and Damon Lindelof. Never heard of them. And directed by Robert Mandel. Actually, Carlton Cuse, you folks probably know, he directed a very wildly successful series of mobisodes called Lost Missing Pieces. And Damon Lindelof played the character of John Locke's hand in some ABC television show called Lost. And Robert Mandel, this is actually his only episode of Lost, but you will know his work because he directed Independence Day.
Yeah.
Not that one, the one from 1983 starring David Keith.
I was like, that's very much Roland Emmerich, and you fucking know it.
Oh, man.
Independence Week.
Mousetrap.
Robert Mandel.
Mousetrap.
Toupee, very bad on Toys R Us employee.
Yeah, we've discussed before. For some reason, that toupee makes him look
Older.
Older than he already
And it gives you a little bit of the Creeper Toucher vibes.
God,
Yeah.
it's so bad.
It's very bad.
Yeah, John Locke, we start
We started
in a flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's working at a toy shop. We've seen John have a series of jobs throughout the show, and he's selling toys.
He's like teaching a child mousetrap.
You roll your dice, you move your mice, nobody gets hurt.
Yeah.
I've also never seen a toy store employee go, you know what, I'm going to bust this toy out and just show you how to do it.
Right.
Right?
I got that kind of time as a retail worker. This is exactly what I want to do.
He's getting kickbacks from Hasbro, so they got floor models out.
Right. That mousetrap is set up at the store, and it is missing pieces within 5 minutes.
Is this a clue card?
Yeah. But yeah, there's some creepy lady thirsting after John Locke in the aisles.
The exact note I had is thirsty football lady.
Swoozy Kurtz. Swoozy Kurtz. You may have seen in a bunch of different things.
In fucking everything.
I remember her from Clueless.
Yeah.
But like that was the first thing that I was like, oh shit, Swoozy Kurtz. She was just because she's got such a goofy name. It sounds like a drink or a cocktail. Like,
And she's a very recognizable face, too.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
But yeah, she's looking for some footballs, and Johnny Locke's gonna show her where the balls are.
Quick note: why? Okay, the Nerf footballs are in aisle 8. The regulation footballs are in aisle 15. Why are the two types of footballs 7 aisles apart? That makes zero.
Good call.
It should be the Nerf footballs are in aisle 14, and the regulation footballs are in aisle 15, right next to it.
It's like having Nerf pistols in aisle 1 and Nerf shotguns in aisle 10.
Why is he even mentioning regulation? It's Nerf or nothing.
Yep.
Get out of the way, Lactaid.
I hate you so much.
All right, then we're cutting back to island time. Johnny Locke and Boone are messing around with the hatch.
Can I just say, Boone is an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Big
can say
time.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, why are we doing this? How do you know all this stuff? That's my impression of Boone. I'm
It's
sorry.
pretty good. It's not bad.
It's a little hammed up. It sounds nothing like Boone, but it's okay.
It's fine. As someone who has spent the last 2 years digging up his backyard, holy shit, they made some good progress digging up that hatch in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like-
that's a deep trench around the hatch. It's like it's easily 5-6 feet deep, like circled all the way around there, like this big fucking crater.
Why
Yeah.
would they do that? Like you act like if I dig around it enough that there's going to be like a hidden entrance.
Right. It's like,
If
oh,
I
I found
dig
the
6
side
feet
door.
down, it opens up.
It's
Exactly.
unlocked. It's just covered with dirt, though.
Dude, it's actually a septic tank. That's what I'm thinking.
Fucking Boone. why do they call it a trebuchet? It looks like a catapult. Nah, it looks nothing like a catapult. Have you ever seen a catapult? Like,
Right. Like a put a catapult and a trebuchet next to each other, and that's you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. Like, a trebuchet is the superior siege weapon.
Yes.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
it's like looking at a car and a pickup truck, and they'd be like, "Why do they call that a pickup truck? It's obviously a car."
Yep.
They're both vehicles, sure, but they're clearly different.
The second John Locke unleashes that trebuchet, I wrote down trebuchet said, "I can't."
well, Boone's like, how do you spell trebuchet or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't even think I could spell it. And Locke's like, there's a T at the end. I challenge you, Boone. Spell Boone.
Yeah, spell Boone, idiot.
There's an E at the end of it.
Is there?
Boone hits John with the we've been on the island for X number of days, whatever. Everybody's got a story, and John's like, my story would bore you. It's like, no, dude,
okay.
your story would depress Boone and
Right.
the listener
We've
and
talked
the rest
about
of
that
the
before.
island. Like,
Yeah.
it's not boring. It's depressing.
Yeah, Locke is just, he's got a lot of skills and he's good at a lot of things, but just in life off the island, he just goes from job to job and just doesn't know what to do with himself and just is not of service to anything.
He's weirdly a relatable character. Not just I'm saying to like my own life. I'm saying in general, he's still like he's like the extremes of a lot of different people.
Freddie, you said that when Locke triggers the trebuchet just says, "I can't." Like,
I can't.
Yeah, like it hits it explodes. It just like totally falls apart.
My next note is John's leg said, "Eh."
Right, yeah, exactly. And he takes some shrapnel from like
Straight into it.
We've talked ad nauseum about this with first aid. Don't pull it out.
Don't pull
Leave
it.
it in.
I have that
Don't pull it
written
out,
here
leave
in
it in.
huge letters. Don't
Wrap
pull
it up.
that out.
Best part, he
have a
didn't even make a wincing sound of pain. He's like, "It's fine."
He's like, hit me again.
But that's the thing. John Locke's legs are starting to go numb.
Now, okay, that's my next point is if your legs cannot be felt, how can you walk? Like, have you ever slept on your arm until that thing is gone? Not just like the fuzzies, but like you have to swing it at your side like it's completely dead to you.
Yeah.
If he was doing that and he didn't feel anything, that would be the status of his legs. So for him to get up and start like, maybe I'm grasping at straw here, but come on, playa.
I've in my life I've two vivid memories of having done that, having fallen asleep on my arm and like still laying in bed like, oh man, my arm's completely asleep, and I grab it and I picked it up and lifted it up over my head.
Correct.
And let go of it, and it drops it, and your arm weighs like 14 pounds. Like, I just dropped a 14-pound weight on my own head knowing that would happen. I did that twice in my life.
Locke starts talking about the island will tell us what to do. We know that Locke knows that something's up probably before anyone else on the plane because he just got up and started walking. He's like, well, something's weird here. But now he truly believes that the island is communicating with him.
Yeah, he definitely has some sort of like metaphysical belief in the power of just the location that they're in, and he's thus far 40 days into it the only one really. Like even his buddy Boone that he's been palling around with for 2 weeks now is like every time it comes out, Boone's like, "You're full of shit."
I feel like the second you find that weird vault, it's like, okay, something's different.
Right.
Well, like, wouldn't that just be the violets have vaults on them?
I don't know. But I am surprised though with how stupid Boone is that he's able to keep a secret.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
So yeah, we flash back.
John's in the parking lot of the store, and he sees Thirsty Lady again.
That coat she's wearing, my God.
Yes.
John's running after this lady, and a car backs up to him.
Yeah.
Did y'all ever see Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yep. Chernobyl.
Yeah. You know the character who has his arm chopped off, and
yes.
they know he's gonna lose his arm.
Yep.
And they keep expecting all these instances he's in to make him lose his arm. Yep. That's where I was with this. I'm like, oh, he's going to lose his legs here because he gets backed up into the car. And the whole time I'm waiting for more stuff to be like, oh, is this when he's going to lose the use of his legs? Like, come on,
I want to
baby.
watch Hot Tub Time Machine.
By that car, it shakes it off. That's a thing that happens in every show where somebody gets hit by a car. There are two outcomes: either you're dead or it's like stubbing your toe. Like you can easily move on.
The car takes more damage than the person.
Yeah, exactly.
I fell up the stairs last week and it ruined my day.
Like you're still still recovering.
You're catching ghost steps.
Yeah.
I do the opposite. I stomp really hard at the bottom step that isn't there.
Your leg goes in your hip.
Like I'm descending, but I cannot. I can no longer descend.
But yeah, he confronts the lady, and they go to a diner together. And
she says, "I'm your mom," and that's why they go to coffee. Yeah.
Right.
Nutbag.
So they're sharing a coffee or whatever, and he's like, "So, what's the deal?" She's like, "You're adopted, weren't you?" He says, "No, I spent all of my childhood in foster homes." It's like, "Yeah, smart ass."
That was a fuck you dumb bitch moment.
You get what I'm saying.
They went real quick past that, but that is just another tragic thing. It's like, okay, so like imagine a world in which John Locke's mom puts him up for adoption, and then he never got adopted.
He doesn't get adopted.
It's the dog that never gets picked at the shelter. It's like nobody wanted John from the beginning. His mom, and then nobody else.
And then you're the oldest in that flashback. You're the oldest looking 30-year-old working at Toys R Us.
Yeah, he's the same age as his parents.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, she says that he doesn't have a father. That it was immaculate conception. She keeps using words like design and fate, and it just gives off some real skeezy vibes.
Yeah, like from the jump, like seeing this woman and asking about the football. Then seeing her in the parking lot, and then she says, "I'm your mom," and then she says, "You're immaculately conceived," and the way she's dressed. I mean, how?
There's a whole lot shoved into like 30 seconds.
Like,
yeah.
How does I don't know. Like obviously I'm not Locke, but like how does he like think? Yeah, this is a real thing that's happening.
Yeah. Just when I didn't think my day could get any worse.
Right. Cut back to the island.
Yeah, island time.
Sawyer, Son, and Kate.
A little garden action, yeah. So, Son, we've seen this a little bit in some other episodes. She's working on a garden, planting various herbs and medicinal remedies and things like that. Being helpful.
My first assumption to that, as we saw, Son is her name,
Mm-hmm.
giving him that leaf, and he was asking if it was a remedy. The first thing I thought was his pee-pee hurts. I was like, he's peeing something ferocious.
Right. It has to be.
And then it turned into headaches.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because Sawyer, up to this point, has been a real turd burglar, and he's been real nasty to people and being very racist and misogynistic, and just to see him crippled by headaches is
he's a douchebag.
Yeah, it's kind of poetic.
Yeah, it's like couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
So yeah, so Sawyer's got some head jakes, but so then.
Well, it's the same thing where Sawyer can't ever ask for help. He can't,
right?
And it's his part of his antisocial persona. Like he would love to get help for his headaches, but he can't ask. So it's this little island telephone game where he's, he's like he has told Son he has headaches. He wanders off without telling anybody. Son tells Kate. Kate tells Jack. Gets back to Sawyer. But I heard you had headaches. Like, it's a good thing none of you have jobs because
exactly. And in real life though, Adam, it's like if y'all are on an island, and this was how many days in? 41 or something. 4 weeks. Yeah. So I'm sitting thinking to myself, I'm like, we can't give any more of this like precious rations to this asshole. I was like, I'd be like, let him die.
Right.
It's over.
Right.
I need your shirt to make a blanket.
Quick piece of trivia: day 40 on the island.
Yeah.
Halloween for the survivors.
Excellent.
There's a spooky skeleton in this episode. So Kate goes to Jack, who we finally see shaving his perfect 5 o'clock shadow.
Getting that continuity in there. Just like, yep, this is how it happened. We got 25 dudes on the island sharing one razor. It's totally fine.
Yeah. No big deal.
Right. And she's basically like, you should help Sawyer. And he's like, nah.
There's just totally, see, that's a natural reaction. Like, fuck that guy.
Again. And he's not malicious about it either. He gets to the end of his little speech and he's like, I'm just over it.
He's thinking, does my Hippocratic oath extend into broken down island plane travel?
I can't,
right.
Well,
it doesn't.
Beyond that, you can't treat an unwilling patient.
True.
Like a patient has to consent to being treated. If Sawyer doesn't consent to treatment, Jack honestly can't treat him.
Can't do Jack. We've run into this several times where the sort of A plot and flashbacks are interesting, and then all of the B plot shit is just filler, and all of this stuff with Sawyer is absolutely meaningless. It adds a little bit of like, oh look, Sawyer's vulnerable. I don't care. Make him just a better character.
Right.
I don't need him to be vulnerable. I need him to be less racist.
And he's not even like his character's not vulnerable. He's physically vulnerable. He's
Right.
like he's got a physical ailment. It's not even like, oh, he's hurt because of trauma and like that's explained. Like, no, he can't see because he's in his 30s and that's what happens to us.
He's the character for the ladies out there who just absolutely love Trainwreck of Men, like just the absolute shit show that they can't stop dating. That's Sawyer.
You're also describing our partners.
Actually accurate, yes. I could ask my wife. I also said Sawyer being
You have to say it, my wife.
my wife. Ask her for being a 13-year Teamster. I'm just noticing Sawyer is lying to get out of work, guys. Sack of shit. Sitting at the tree. I have a headache. So and then that guy's just banging on an airplane piece. I was like, what? He was. It was circular. I was like, dude, there's no reason to be banging on this chunk of aluminum. It was like, hey, background extra. Shut up. Sorry.
Making some noise so a plane hears me.
I'm working, guys.
Yeah.
Speaking of work, Boone is quote late for quote work. When John said that, I was like, if I was Boone, even though if I were Boone, I'd be an idiot. I'd be like, dude, this ain't a job. I'm out of here. Like, if this is a job, I'm taking PTO later.
Right.
I believe that this is our first instance, correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, of John yelling, "Don't tell me what I can't do."
I think on the
That's
show.
where I got-
On the show, yeah.
That's where I got Angry Wheelchair Man from.
Right, exactly.
That was in the beginning.
Don't tell me what I can and can't.
Well, we don't watch the episode recaps, so
Well, I had to. I had to know at least
I-
what little flavor of what I'm getting
yeah,
into.
that's fine. Little moose
The
boosh.
double negative. Don't tell me
Smell-
what I can't do. It's grammatically fucking dumb, but it's his like catchphrase. Don't tell me what I can't do. Tell me what I can do. That's how to be a part of a community. Tell me what I can do.
It's Adam. Have you ever seen the old the PBA bowler Pete Weber when he goes, "Who do you think you are? I am." That's exactly it. It's just toned down. Who do you think you are? I am. That is stone cold right there, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Imagine Lost, but Locke is played by Pete Weber the bowler.
Like with those glasses all the time. Get in that vault now.
Oh my God. Locke and Boone have a little discussion here. Then Locke sees a plane, then Boone's bloody, and then his mom's there, and something about some fucking name that he's saying she fell down the stairs.
Teresa.
It's
Teresa
a
falls up the
dream.
stairs. God, yeah, it's a dream. The plane, it's all a dream. It was all he was having a nightmare.
He wakes up and goes and gets Boone and says, "We gotta go.
It's time to go. Let's go." And Boone's just
Okay.
like,
But he had to totally dupe him with the dream.
yeah.
What do you mean?
To get Boone to come with him.
Oh,
on
sure.
that thing, he had to tell Boone about this dream and also bring up the fact that Teresa was going up and down stairs. But I feel like you could easily swindle Boone.
Oh,
you could be like, I was dreaming in the blue house and the blue door, and he'd be like,
Oh, you could John Edwards him really.
yes, you could absolutely.
Did you have a grandfather?
How did you know? Was he a man? What? Did he sometimes have dinner? You know my Pap
used to eat prunes. We flash back to Johnny Locke with a PI, with a private investigator.
This made sense to me. It was like, okay, this woman comes up to you. He was brought up in foster care. Yeah, if you have a curiosity about who your birthday parents were, if you were brought up in foster care, this woman claims to be your mom. Sure, check it out. Like, you can hire a PI. Like,
Sure.
John
but
has a job. He works at a toy store.
Yeah, but why was the PI, if you notice when he was telling John about this situation, how he was very, like, withholding to give him this information, like, it could ruin your life. And it's like, what? And like, is he actually the son? Like, immaculate conception? I'm like, just give him the folder.
Right.
He paid you,
You don't
asshole.
wanna-
Give
you
him
don't
his
wanna-
papers.
You don't want to see what's in this red folder, and he opens it, and it's that Robert Powell picture of Jesus from.
We're gonna start getting into some shit here where Freddie, I apologize because this is all stuff that we've talked about in episodes of the podcast that haven't aired yet. Some sort of holes in the plot are starting to emerge, and I don't know so much if it's in the plot, but some lazy writing is about to start taking place. So John rolls up. He takes the folder from the PI and he rolls up to the house that he believes his dad resides in. And the house looks fucking flush. It's got a gate. It's got a gate guard named Eddie, who's got fucking pictures of his kids up behind him, unprofessional. And he goes and he meets his dad.
Yeah, this is the first chronological appearance of Kevin Tighe from of Roadhouse fame.
Yeah, that's where all right. All right. The wheels are clicking or turning now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's invented a bunch of stuff, but like I always remember him from Roadhouse.
He was the main boss, right? Isn't he the one?
He was the guy. He was the guy who ran. He wasn't the owner. He was like the manager. Of
Yes.
the so
right.
He was on Patrick Swayze's side. He wanted to get the place cleaned up.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is his first appearance, and yeah, this is introducing a new character. We've introduced 2 new characters in this episode. Locke's parents. Anthony Cooper's house is fucking nice.
Yeah.
Dope.
Like so nice.
It's
like,
so nice. It's so nice that in a few episodes down the road, when John Locke has to help his fucking dad with a grift for how much? Now, Adam, help me with this. The grift was for $800,000.
Wait, this happens?
$700,000
For $700,000. This happens later in the show.
Yeah.
His dad, his last job is for $700,000.
It's the retirement score. Yeah, Anthony Cooper's retirement score.
Oh, so wait. Oh, so okay. I understand. He's like, okay, all right. See, I didn't know anything about Anthony Cooper besides
the guy has a
going on?
mansion. The guy has a gate guard.
So he's a grifter, essentially.
Sell your house,
right? Right. Yeah.
Good bum.
Yeah.
But
like
why
if
do
you're
that when I could scam someone else out of helping me and I still get my house?
If you're retiring, if you're running away, if you're disappearing, that's you're sitting on $700,000.
That's what I'm saying. Like that house had to be worth. I mean, a lot of it's a nice house,
and it's in the Los Angeles area somewhere. It's in the greater LA area.
So it's extremely inflated price.
$500,000 easy.
Yeah, no problem.
And that's 2001 money.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's like $50 million for that piece of shit.
Right. Yeah. Adam, go buy the house.
Yeah, you got to have 20. Yeah, you're also going to have 60 roommates just to afford it. By the way,
I'm not going below Melrose. Not at this hour.
All right. So anyway, he meets his dad, and his dad seems to be all right.
Fine.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He's like really brash about it.
First meeting invites him to go hunting.
Yeah. Well, he's like, yeah, she's crazy.
Yeah, but can we talk about most dangerous game?
Right. Yeah, he invited him to forcibly drink scotch and go hunting really quick.
Literally, like you just said, this was the sequence. So you met your crazy mother, huh? And then he was remembering banging her because he's like, how's she look? And it's like, ew. So there's literally that. Then he gives him scotch, to which he accepts, and he goes, you go hunting.
11 o'clock in the morning.
You ever gone hunting before, son?
Well, and Cooper didn't drink any of it.
No, that was the other creepy part. You gonna drink that? Sure. Starts sipping on it. Cooper puts his down. It's like, oh, what the fuck?
I just have to make sure some organ functions are working. But we'll talk about that later, son.
Yeah,
I thought that the crystal like carafe that he had the ice in was what was in the scotch. I was like, my man's got a gallon of scotch.
Yeah. All of our parents had that though. They always had these big crystal reservoirs of just booze.
Because it makes a cheap liquor look fancy.
Absolutely.
Because you
gotta
bottle of scotch into a decanter.
Pump it. You gotta pump it out of the decanter. Like that shit's hand soap, but it gets you fucked up.
Which is ridiculous because if you drink hand soap,
you'll
fuck
just
you
get
up too.
sick.
It's way cheaper.
Except you just throw up without ever feeling good.
I'm throwing up bubbles. This is weird.
My mouth tastes like something called winter scenes. Joy to the world. Sugar cookies. It isn't.
Jesus God.
Okay, back to Lost.
We come back to the present. Boone is pretty skeptical of Locke's dream, but John Locke convinces Boone relatively simply, as we already covered.
Yeah.
Which is funny. He's skeptical, but you know that motherfucker would follow the guy into the white van with candy instantly.
Well, he followed him into the woods because he told him he had his nose.
I need that, bro.
Yeah. And that's what it's been every day for 2 weeks. Like, so Boone, I still have your nose hidden out in the jungle. You coming with me? Yeah.
I assume
make
that...
me dig some more? Yeah.
He's like, Boone, listen. I found a fridge, and it's got sandwiches in it. And if you dig this hole, and you just keep digging, I'm gonna get you sandwiches, dude.
I'm
And
gonna
he's
get
going,
you some Uncrustables.
yeah,
I
there.
can't
Yep.
wait to crush a Sando. Let's go, Johnny.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it, boys.
But yeah, he get Boone's in. He's like, yeah, all right, let's go. You know.
Yeah, he tells him about his dream.
Yep.
And Boone's pretty skeptical until John starts talking about Teresa.
Who's Teresa?
And he's talking about Teresa up the stairs, down the stairs. Boone's pretty shook by that.
Mm-hmm. Understandably so.
Yeah, 'cause-
like he touches on later, he's never said it out loud. He thinks so.
Right. Cut to the beach.
Yeah.
Jen and Michael are working on Raft 2.0, baby.
Yeah. First one burned down. We have yet to see that.
So yeah, they're working on the raft. Jack comes up, says some dumb doctor shit. And then he heads over to Sawyer, who is still suffering from his headaches, just sitting on the beach.
The I don't want to works.
Yeah.
Let's call it like it is.
Just putting a wet rag on his head. Like, I mean, like, if he's faking it, he's killing faking it.
Right.
Guys, he's everyone's like literally fighting for their lives, and he's sitting under a tree like an absolute asshole.
Right.
Which is what he does all the fucking time.
It's just what a useless bastard.
Yeah.
And they have a little conversation. Sawyer's concerned that it might be a brain tumor because his uncle died of a brain tumor. They have
You have to
a
have a
fun
brain to
little
die of
bit
a brain
about
tumor.
insurance.
That was stupid, by the way. Holy
Yeah.
shit, that joke was unneeded.
No.
From this idiotic scene, we cut back to the
Yeah.
jungle real quick. We're still
Locke and
present time.
Boone.
And this is where we spot the body.
Oh yeah, this puts so many things together for us on the podcast. We've seen this body before.
we saw this guy.
Yeah.
Talking one time.
Well, I literally wrote the note tree corpse. Nice.
No, this is everybody's favorite double cheeked up on a Tuesday
right.
Nigerian goon Goldie.
Goldie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Goldie
Alright.
with that absolute backyard.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
He did. That's all I know. He did.
Yeah. Goldie's
He
dead.
dead bad.
R.I.P. Goldie.
Rest in power, King.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah, the body is just like that's Boone with another idiotic line. Like he plucks the rosary out of the tree. Like somebody wandered all the way out. One of the survivors came out here and left the rosary. Like
Oh yeah.
why,
dude.
what, dude? How fucking unaware are you? Like
Right.
the bar. You just keep lowering the bar.
And just think about that. That's all. Boone's stupidity in this episode feels like it's enough stupidity for the full series, and he's jamming it into one 43-minute session.
Right.
With ads if you're watching it on Amazon Prime.
Speaking of ads, let's take a quick second to hear a word from our sponsors. Nerf. It's Nerf or something? No, wait, where's the ad copy? Hold on. Oh, Nerf or nothing. It's Nerf or nothing. Thank
Got
you. Nerf.
Got it in one. We'll fix
Yeah.
it.
It's Nerf or Walgreens brand if you can't afford Nerf.
It's Nerf or Mentos. Where the fuck were we
We
talking?
flash back
Nerf
to
for that 9mm under your dad's bed. Sorry, cut that, please.
No.
we flash back to Johnny Locke heading over to Anthony's house to go hunting.
Yeah.
And he gets in there and he comes in and Cooper's getting in-home dialysis.
Yeah. He's rich
You
enough
red
to
flags
afford
immediately.
in-home dialysis, but he's got to pull a grift for $7,000 or $700,000.
Red flags immediately, guys.
Yeah.
From
Oh,
the
and
first
this
time
too
watcher.
is like, oh,
Yep.
you weren't supposed to be here
Totally.
till 12. I thought
Exactly.
you said 11. It's like, he did say
Exactly.
11. He
He did
fucking
say
did it on
11.
purpose. Not
Thank you,
It's
Adam.
like,
I saw that too. I was like, this motherfucker
he
needs
did that shit on
something.
purpose. He did that
Yep.
shit on purpose. They come back to the jungle and John and Boone are searching bodies, searching Goldie's body. They find some money, some Nigerian naira.
Yes.
John is-
Number one of John's weird knowledge.
Yeah, John's just like, oh, this is Nigerian naira. Oh,
But then
good eye,
also-
fucking wow.
But then also, Adam, as he can identify the decomposition of the body and the fine polyester that he's wearing as well.
This is high grade polyester. This could take 2 or 10 years to decompose.
All I could think of when anybody ever comments on clothes, I'm like, is that velvet?
Goldie also had a pistol, so
Yeah.
the later on in this show, as we see episodes where everybody has a gun, this is
Yeah.
part of that answer.
It just
They're
everyone
just,
has
the,
a gat.
they're just guns are laying around everywhere. You just got to go find them. If you spend a day and you need a gun, just spend a day. You'll trip over one before too long.
Throw a
They're
stone,
out
you'll
there.
find a gun.
Exactly. Throw a gun and you'll find a gun.
like They keep digging up. They keep looking for food, and they keep finding guns. It's like, cool, another Glock, but can I get a coconut?
Hey,
Something.
and I was gonna say, dude, that Glock's been sitting there in the jungle for
And it's
how
probably
long?
gonna
The
fire
trigger
still.
group still works,
Yep.
baby.
AKs and Glocks are good.
Yep.
This episode is brought to you by Lactaid, Nerf, and Glock.
And Glock.
Glock, it'll cycle spaghetti noodles.
Don't try this at home.
They cut
just
to the
kidding.
beach.
Do it.
Sawyer's headaches aren't getting worse, apparently. He's like
Yeah.
holding the wet rag to his eye to assuage the pain. But the sound of the ocean is so loud, he just like looks out at it and it makes his head hurt. And then
And the guy clanging on the piece of metal for no reason other than to make noise.
But again, at least he appears to be doing something.
See, that's
They're
what Sawyer
building
should
the
be
other
doing.
Right.
At least
The
that
other
guy's
two
fooling people.
that are with that dude, they're putting up a tent. Like one of them is pounding in a stake, one of them stretching out a tarp, and the third guy.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, what function are you building over there? It's an aqueduct. Do you know it? Tell me what an aqueduct is, motherfucker.
Actually, we have an aqueduct in the cave.
So you tell him. But
Yeah.
now after a couple minutes of bickering, the girl's name, Evangeline Lilly's character,
Kate.
finally talks Sawyer into going to see the doctor.
The doc.
To which the doctor puts him to the screws, and basically we find out Sawyer's a hoe.
Yeah.
Major.
Sawyer, bro, you're just a hoe. You're an unlikable hoe.
I have a quick note about the. I want to go back to the guy pounding on the trash can. I understand what they're trying to do here in the show. We already know that major construction is happening real nearby
Yes.
on some sort of raft-like vehicle. Why not just show Michael and Jin making a bunch of noise building the raft? I buy if you cut to Jin pounding on the pontoon trying to tie bamboo shoots to it or something like.
There's big pieces of the metal pieces of the plane, like joists or something. I don't know what they're called on a plane, but like you could have metal on metal contact very easily. And then that even makes him look like more of an asshole because the guy, we can't discern. All three of us watched him. We had no idea what the fuck he was doing. Michael and Jin are working on a raft to get everyone off this island, so it makes Sawyer look like so much more of an asshole if he yells at them, like, will you knock it off? And then he realizes, like, oh, fuck. Like,
The size of
really
raft
being
they're
a jerk.
building can maybe hold one person.
Well,
So they're definitely planning on only taking themselves.
maybe it's a raft to get Sawyer off the island.
Yeah, just Sawyer, try it out, man.
It's all ready to go, Sawyer. Hop on. Let us know when you get there.
Why is all this water coming on? Just keep going, bud. Just keep going.
Back to
the cave. Jack is finally
Yes.
diagnosing.
Sawyer.
Sawyer,
Yeah.
and he gives him the questionnaire and fucking winds him up a little bit. He's like, you ever pay for it?
yeah.
Okay. I
He's
know
like
this is
right in front of
2005,
Evangeline
but
Lilly
like
too.
let's normalize sex work. Work is work. I mean,
Right.
come on.
It's the oldest profession.
Mm.
But it's, Kate and Jack here in season 1, at least in this part, they're very flirty or whatever. I think this is definitely it's an attempt at Jack to humble Sawyer a little bit, but it's also maybe if I can get him to confess that he's been with a sex worker, that puts points in Jack's
it makes
column
him
to
more,
have sex with Kate.
Yeah, it makes him more desirable to Kate.
Right.
He not only gets an opportunity to bump Sawyer down a peg, but climb up one himself.
Right. Yeah.
But
What's the doctor's name again? What's his name?
Jack.
He's a fake ass doctor.
Oh yeah.
That motherfucker is a mailroom clerk at a low level lawyer's office.
Yeah.
He was like, what? They were like, why are you flashing that in my eyes, man? And that's Sawyer, by the way. And he was like, I'm just checking for stimuli in your eyes. And he just bought it. I was like, stimuli, eh?
I'm looking for eye juice.
I need your pupils to make noises at me.
then we cut back to the jungle.
Yeah.
Locke's legs
aren't-
are giving out. And this is the thing. This is one of the big things that I was wondering how long it was going to take. Locke admits to having been paralyzed for the 4 years prior to being on the island.
Mm-hmm.
JP,
Yeah.
did you know that?
So I have to say no in that we have not encountered that on the podcast. I have
Okay.
to say yes because I've gotten it through osmosis,
Gotcha.
through like being the social media manager of our Instagram account.
Gotcha. Because
And following other
was
Lost
wondering.
pages.
I was wondering if we would make it to Walkabout without you knowing that John Locke was in a wheelchair before the.
Here's
before
the thing
plane
about
crash.
it though. Like is it episode like 3 or something like that, when Jack sees his dead dad in the jungle, and I was all furious because I was like,
episode 5, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, dude would be walking around always just shook to his core by that, being like, have you seen my dad? Have you seen my dad? John Locke should be skipping everywhere, sashaying, moseying, salsa dancing, and just being like, look at my legs go. Like, it's wild how easily people are having these like crazy, otherworldly, life-changing things, and they're just like, okay, this is it now.
Yeah, right. It's like this is a new parrot. He couldn't walk for 4 years,
right?
And then he gets to the island and he can stand up. He can feel his feet.
I think for those first 40 days, I'd probably just be thinking, "Holy shit, I can walk."
Yeah, like he just walks around saying that.
They'd be like, "Dude, you need to eat something." They'd be like, "I can walk."
Yeah.
I'd be like, "No, you have to eat. You're gonna die and drink fresh water." No, guys, I can walk. That'd be me.
Where are
for
the mangoes?
at least
I'll
40
walk
days.
to them.
Exactly.
With my fancy legs.
Hey, Locke, just call me Walk.
They call me John Walk.
I'm John Walk.
I'm John Walk in here. Anyways,
See yourself out, sir.
Yeah.
John thinks that the island is taking back this gift that it has bestowed upon him. That he's gifted him with the ability to use his legs again, and now he thinks it's being taken away. Yeah, so we flash back to this, and especially since here on the podcast we know way more about Anthony Cooper than the chronological viewer would. I'm just watching like, man, he's softening. All he's doing is softening him up for the big ass. Like that's all this is.
Yeah. Freddie.
Yes.
You and I have been around enough gun clubs and shooting ranges.
Yes.
Have you ever seen someone dress more like an asshole than these two?
Can I just say John's Desert Storm camo pants while he's dove hunting? What the fuck's wrong with you? Cooper looks like a fucking caddy. He looks like an absolute dick. Like, no, but we're talking like pre-Arnold Palmer. We're talking like when golf was invented kind of dick.
Right.
And oh my god.
They look like World War I commandos
Can
where
we
like
also...
we didn't quite know what camouflage was.
So I'm
yet.
saying it's like German Flecktarn? What's going on? Oh, also they're absolutely. Adam, what's the big freeway in California over there that you're always traffic jammed on?
405.
No, the 405.
Yeah, so they picked a spot.
The 705, the 2, the 134, the 101.
They picked a nice grassy spot with one bush off the side of the 405 to go dove hunting.
Right.
I'm like, this is a weird hunting area.
Yeah.
I'm like the location scout was like, yeah, people just hunt outside, right? There's a bush, there's some doves in there. That's cool. You're good. Just put on some desert camo pants. Or some Desert Storm camo pants. Those are straight up like tank commander, and he's wearing like a hoodie.
Yeah,
and a bad tube.
It's so strange. It's so off-putting.
It's like I 100% have seen both of you in camouflage pants not hunting. So
yeah, that's fair.
So who's the bigger asshole?
We're just hoping women avoid us. We just needed a little extra, like we needed any extra help with that, just for camouflage.
Come back to the jungle. Teresa was Boone's nanny. Neat.
Cool.
Is she the one that cut his mullet?
Let's hope.
Yeah.
He at least admits to being a shitty kid. He's like, yeah, I was mean to her a lot. But, I mean,
yeah,
I don't give a fuck, too. It's like, okay, yeah, you're a
whatever.
shitty kid. You're kind of a shitty adult, too, so whatever.
You're dead in the next episode, so we're
in T-minus 5 seconds.
And may I just say, the first, and I'm not even joking, you guys, but after I was like, this guy's an idiot. I hope he dies. I said, I hope this character dies. And then literally I was like, okay, good.
They find the plane.
Yeah.
While Boone is extolling this little tale about how he wounded his nanny by making her trip on the stairs by being a dick. They spot this beach crab trapped up in the vines and on the cliff.
Yeah.
But John can't walk.
Yeah, his legs
like,
are just.
Hey, Boone, get to work, buddy.
Yeah.
That's why I brought you here, idiot. Keep climbing.
Locke's legs are giving out, so he's like, "Yeah, you gotta climb up there because what's gonna get us into the hatch is up there or whatever."
Like he's making a lot of assumptions based on his vision that was pretty vague. Like you saw, like the vision itself didn't have anything to do with the hatch. You saw a plane.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So I mean, he's going on a lot of faith here on some of these things that he's.
Cut to the hospital.
Yep.
Getting ready for surgery.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. Thanks, son.
You can still back out of this. They already shaved my back.
I'll never forget you, son.
Back to the beach.
Hyperopia.
Hyperopia. Is it bad? You're farsighted.
And then right after was essentially an 80s action montage without the music of them fusing glasses together.
Saeed is the fucking best.
I love that he absolutely, instead of just like breaking the shit in half and tying it with something, he's like, I have to melt them and fuse them together.
But once again, they're like, oh yeah,
It's like Forge from
need
the X-Men.
Oh yeah, we've written this really intelligent, talented character. Yeah, we got to give him something to do.
Hey, instead of welding us a boat, I need you to get this guy some glasses.
But even that, it's like
headaches.
I don't think Saeed has any lines. They're just like, do the thing, because Saeed just does everything. Lines. Like Saeed and Jin just are keeping this camp alive.
Yeah, it's like, hey, the two only non-idiots are the guys we're not going to give lines to.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just wrote here, Saeed opens a 1 hour lens crafters.
It's very true.
What's his name? Sawyer. He gets the glasses. They're half ladies' glasses and half something else. And
they're styling.
Yeah, whatever.
And it's like Jack says, it's not a fashion show.
Yeah.
But then Hurley gets him.
Sings him with the Harry Potter.
Puts in a couple of quick ones on his just a drive-by insult.
So we've talked about this before on the podcast. How Hurley's like the big sweetheart. Hurley is their Murph.
He's well loved.
You
I know that character.
Right.
That's the one thing I knew about Lost is that Hurley's very well loved.
So
he's funny for sure.
For him to actually dig into somebody and for it to land, it's a fucking just a full grenade going off in your face. Like, it's not good.
Even just not having that understanding and setup, I was just like, yeah, obviously this guy. But again, that's what I kind of assumed about this character is that he's well liked. So I kind of patched that together. It's like, dang, even you got
you got burned by the nice guy.
Just to show how unliked Sawyer is even the one guy who might like him doesn't really like him.
Yeah, right, hits him anyway. Steamrolled Harry Potter. Take that, nerd. Idiot. Cut back to the jungle. Boone is climbing the tree up to the plane. He gets to the plane and it's very, very wobbly. Like, and if this is me, I'm like, hey, guess what, John? We're not getting in the hatch, because if what gets us into the hatch is in this plane, I'm not going after it.
Hey, how about we focus on just getting the plane down? You know, like we could chop down the tree or something like that.
Why didn't you just shake the
one
motherfucker
vine
from
that's
the
holding
fin?
it up?
Right.
Whatever's in there is going to be fine, but if you're in there, you're not.
Precisely.
He gets in there, he's pissed because he finds out, when the plane shifts, when Boone's in it, Yemi's corpse comes flying out.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Spooky.
First chronological appearance of both Goldie and Yemi.
We like one more than the other.
It might be.
Yeah.
Can I ask, in classic TV show movie sense, whenever they enter that's creepy. It's an abandoned plane.
Right.
They only look one direction. They never give the old lefty righty. They just go, I'm just going to go one way, and I don't care what's behind me, even if it's a corpse of a drug
What if there was a
runner.
pit viper to
That's
your
exactly
left?
it. And it's a jungle, so it could have been a pit viper and a fine selection of katana swords on shipment.
Part of me was waiting for that to happen, for him to get blasted by a snake, like just crawling out of Yemi's fucking rib
How great
cage.
would that have been? And then Boone just falls out of the plane and he dies.
Right.
And then John's like, well, fuck. He's got bit by a pit viper.
And I lost visual on the pit viper, so...
Oh, shit, and I can't walk, so I guess I'm toast.
Well, so Boone starts, like, rummaging around, and with no caution, he's just like, I'm going to throw all that stuff all out, and the plane's shaking.
Even before, if you notice, he just nonchalantly rips the door off like the monkey from Any Which Way But Loose. Like Clyde. Just absolutely tears the hatch off this plane that's supported by toothpicks.
And for those playing Lost on Lost Bingo, go ahead and put a token over the Any Which Way But Loose reference square. Yeah, so Boone's all pissed off. He's like, oh, this is what's good to save us, John. And he busts it open, and it's the Virgin Mary statues, which we on the podcast already know are filled with drugs. He throws one down to John Locke, and John's like, I don't know what this is all about. Like,
yeah, after Boone throws his little tantrum about the plane just being filled with heroin.
In the world's shakiest plane.
Yeah.
he makes his way to the cockpit and starts fiddling with the radio. Smart. That's what I would do.
There's
Probably
no way
should've
the
done that
battery
first.
works.
No.
There's no way.
Exactly.
In the humidity of that island, all of that machinery, if it was like a week past, it would be absolutely
Just
destroyed.
rusted over. Yeah.
And there'd be animals living in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pit Viper hits him again from
Yep.
behind the radio panel.
Straight pit viper shot to the cheekbone.
He's like, my wrist is already really swollen from the first bite. And gets me again.
Little did you know is that these pit vipers are hooked on heroin and they're on a bender.
But it's a pit viper with like a captain's hat on.
And a rosary.
Smoking a cigarette. Beyond all logic and reasoning, the radio does work.
Yeah.
Remember that one rickety ass vine and branch that was holding this plane up?
Yeah.
They give out.
Yep.
Yeah.
The plane hits the ground.
Bam.
Boone's done for, man.
Oh, he's
There's
toast.
no way. Locke's legs are starting to sort of get their energy back
Yeah.
a little bit, so he makes his way into the plane and yanks Boone's deflated corpse out.
Oh my god.
I've never seen a guy go from not being able to walk to fireman's carrying a full-grown man,
I mean-
however far they have to go to camp.
To be fair, Boone is
miles.
way more aerodynamic now.
Yes.
Cut back to the cave.
Yep.
Jack and Kate are sitting there. Kate's like, "Hey, thanks for helping out Sawyer."
The dumb thing is, as dumb as Jack is acting here, but she's kind of into it. Like,
Yeah.
he says, I didn't do it for her, or
Mm-hmm.
didn't do it for him. And she's like, you did it for little old me. Ugh.
I did it for you because I know you like Sawyer.
Yeah.
Apparently, the Beechcraft crash site was right outside of the cave.
It must have
because
been.
Locke immediately shows up with Boone.
Also,
Yeah, unless he was like sprinting.
Yeah,
I don't know. Who knows?
running like a 4-minute mile with
Yeah.
Boone on his back through overgrown jungle. Yeah.
Jack immediately goes into,
Doctor mode.
doctor mode,
Yeah.
exactly, and
Yeah.
trying to treat him. And he's like, "No, put him down over here. Get me, whatever we can
Towels,
to,
water,
towels,
whatever.
water,
To
medical."
stop the bleeding.
Right, exactly.
It looked like his chest was absolutely blown
Oh
open.
yeah, it was toast.
Yeah.
And then
What do you get for being an idiot?
yeah, Jack's like, "What happened?" He needs to know. That is critical information
Right.
for a doctor to
Important
know. And he turns around and
Straight bald face lies to him.
for my next impression, Jesse Owens. Locke is
Yeah,
gone.
he's gone. He's gone. For
Well, was
good.
he?
Like,
He was getting food on a cliff and he fell. It was like,
Yeah.
what? What
Yeah.
food grows
Fell
on
off
a cliff?
well,
you know,
yeah,
the
near where we were hunting. Oh, okay, good story.
The
Oh, I guess
rarest
that's
of beets grow on the edge of this cliff.
If we cut back to the flashback,
Yeah.
Locke wakes up in the hospital.
Bamboozled.
Oh my god.
Yeah, got him.
We're gonna spend 45 minutes on this next
I
3
just
minutes of television.
I just said in the next note, I said, John betrayed. May need a full episode fleshing out a revenge plot.
It is revealed to John
Mm-hmm.
that his dad just bailed.
Yeah.
He's like, "Thanks for the kidney, deuces."
Recovering at home. He's got
Under private care.
Didn't- yeah.
Right.
No notes left.
So when we on the podcast have run into Anthony Cooper before, John is saying to his girlfriend that Cooper stole his kidney.
Yeah.
Incorrect. John gave it willingly to someone who turned out to be an asshole. Now,
which is now he feels slighted, so
Right.
he calls it stealing because
Sure.
at the end of the day, yeah.
Right.
hear me out.
Even though he consented to give
He
this
did.
kidney to Anthony under false pretenses.
Correct.
Right.
So
Here he keeps saying
this wasn't like the bathtub full of ice.
right.
That's true. No,
Kidney theft.
yes.
But because we're watching this out of order, I've been under the assumption that it was stolen. So I was like, my mind was putting things together that weren't there. I was like, oh, the PI did a DNA match. Maybe he found out by taking a blood sample that John was a close enough match for someone that Cooper was a match with, and he was selling a kidney to a third party. That's so much better, right? I thought of that in 30 seconds. Like, no, like, yeah, he turned out to be an asshole, and he orchestrated the situation where you met, but you still gave it to him willingly. Had he just been recovering in the bed next to you, the outcome still could have been the same. He'd have been like, hey, thanks for the kidney. I really am not interested in being your dad now that I've got this second chance at life, so have a good one.
Right.
And it's still the exact same outcome.
Right.
Yeah.
His mom comes in, Emily comes in and confesses the whole plot.
Spills
like,
the beans.
Yeah. Anthony told me I needed money. Anthony told me to do this. He knew he'd fall for it. Blah, 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 blah.
That's where you say, even with one kidney, in my current state, I'm pretty sure I could beat your ass, and now I'm going to.
Yeah. Right.
I'm going to take, you're my mom. I'm going to take your kidney.
Right. And he's He's on the warpath, man. He leaves the hospital. He rips his IV out and...
It gave me, remember the Jason Statham movies when he doesn't have the heart?
Oh, like...
Crank. Yeah, I got cranked vibes. It's like, oh, he's got the bloody, half-stitched up bloody kidney. I'm like, I just imagine fighting his way out of the hospital to go to Cooper's house.
But this is called, like, crump. Like,
ouch.
Yeah, he leaves the hospital, on the warpath, heads straight to Cooper's house.
On a warpath is in his VW Beetle.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's so threatening.
Cherry red.
Cherry
Yeah.
red.
Like his shirt, because he's bleeding through his stitches.
Eddie won't let him into the Cooper compound.
Yeah.
And he's Eddie.
Sorry,
Eddie
Mr.
feels
Locke.
pretty bad. Can't let you in.
I'd be like,
Mr.
Eddie-
Cooper's not having any visitors.
Yeah, Eddie couldn't fist fight a small child. I'd be like, Eddie, I'm going to beat your ass. Just let me in.
Yeah.
Right. Even holding my side with one hand, trying to prevent my kidney stitches from opening any further, I will still beat the shit out of you and enter this premises.
John Locke looks back. Oh, is that your family? Just stare back at Eddie.
Right.
That's your family?
Oh, is that?
That's your family, huh?
That's what they look
Then he
like.
goes, okay, I get it. Fuck this guy. Let him in.
Maybe as a security professional, don't have pictures of your family facing potential
Facing out
threats.
into the public.
Yeah. But John drives off and is just completely broken.
Yeah.
Like, the man has already had a pretty shit life, and this is like the icing on the shit cake. My infinitely smarter than me partner, Kai, was watching this with me, and she just goes, oh, that makes sense. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, all he ever wanted was a dad, and he literally gave a kidney so that he could just have a dad, and then he was denied that, and that's why he's everyone else's dad. And I just was like, man, why are you so smart?
He has a tantrum in his car because it could not get any fucking worse.
No, it couldn't.
It could when you realize you're having a tantrum in a VW Beetle.
Yeah.
Cherry red VW Beetle.
Having road rage in a VW Beetle is like trying to slam a cordless phone. Come back to the island, and Locke is just screaming at the island.
Yeah.
Just like out into the nothing, the ether, the void. Just like, I did everything you wanted. And so, okay, A, you have no idea what anybody wanted in this situation. And so B, how would you have any idea you gave the island? Maybe the island wanted you to leave the hatch alone. You have no idea.
Yeah. Right.
All of your assumptions are based on whatever.
Light turns on. The end.
The light comes up, and it's like, oh shit! I guess they gave the island what it needed. Now here we go. We don't know who turned the light on.
No, we don't.
The light came on. We don't know that.
No.
But that's kind of that's the last little bit of Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah.
The light comes on and the Lost logo hits.
I actually was kind of like, all right, I kind of want to see what happens after this.
Well,
I felt myself
so
saying that.
that's our question. Did we like it? Was this a good 40 some odd minutes of television, Freddy?
In retrospect, yes, because it was just, I think I've set myself up for dreading it so much.
Sure.
To where I was like, I found myself eerily enthralled with it. And I remembered there was a reason it was like the #1 show.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can tell it is a television show limited by its technology. You know, we're so used to the MCU and everything they can do with like making graphics and making dead people appear on screen in flawless computer animated imagery, while the plane crashing on Lost episode looks straight out of Twisted Metal. Where I'm like, damn, Sweet Tooth or Thumper was flying that plane right there.
Right.
I was like, even the smoke had like the pixelated things on it.
Yeah.
But I will say, I for what it is, you know, for me personally, I watch everything with very low expectations. JP and I have always lived off of, the good question is, does this show understand what it is?
Yeah.
Does this movie understand what it is? Because people will look at a movie, they're like, it sucked, it was corny. And it was like, but what were you trying to watch? Are you trying to watch Citizen Kane, or are you trying to watch the RoboCop remake?
Right.
Like, can we put realistic expectations on this? And when you can digest that with a show like this, it becomes fun. It's like it's kind of like a soap opera.
Yeah, totally.
And it's just interesting enough to keep you going on it.
JP, what do you think? How do you like did you like it? Was it good?
Yeah, there's some good stuff. Again, get rid of all of the shit on the beach and just have it be a Boone and Locke Hatch mess around.
100%.
And some flashbacks. And some entertaining television. Adam?
Same. Yep. You cut away some of the fat. This is a very entertaining episode.
Yep. Enough of that good Lost like spooky shit where you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
that you're like,
you get your visions. You get some weird activity with the hatch at the end of the episode. You get a cliffhanger. Like that stuff's all. I want to see more of it. I don't want to see more of Jack and Sawyer and Amateur Doctor Hour. I want to see the other stuff.
Bad jokes. Just bad jokes.
Yeah.
They have their place.
Lost Forever and Lost MVP. So we're going to start with Lost MVP. So this is your favorite character of the episode, minus context, minus anything else you know about the show. Who is your MVP of this episode? Deus Ex Machina. Freddy, who's your MVP?
Well, I was unsure at first of Locke, but I kind of like the complexity of his character, but I kind of like the pseudo everyman of Fox shitting on Sawyer because I found Sawyer to be so unfucking likable.
Yeah.
So for Fox shitting on Sawyer in front of Kate's character, I would grade him as high of that time period. Locke getting duped just stopped me from making him the MVP because
that's fair. In
a different episode, if he gets that revenge, then I would place him as MVP of that episode.
Oh, he does.
JP, who's your MVP?
Jorge Garcia. So not Hurley specifically. I just like that he basically got to walk on set for a day. Yep. He spent more time in makeup than he did in front of the camera. He got to yell something at Sawyer and then walk off and just go to the crafty table. Man's living his best life. He got his day rate, baby. He got his credit. He's in. He's out. He's on his way.
He's main cast. He got his episode.
Yeah.
And the one actual legitimate funny moment of like, hey, that was a good burn.
Yeah. MVP right there.
MVP. Nice.
Adam.
Trash can man.
You piece of shit.
He is the real MVP. He is.
He has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's trying to help anyway.
Yeah.
And that's what they need. That's what they need in the first several weeks of surviving. Just people try, like, even if you're not good at it, just get there's work to be done, get it. Like,
yeah.
Trash can man. I tried to look up his name, but he did not have a entry on
uncredited.
It's all good. Lost Forever. This is our least favorite character of the episode, minus anything you know about him. Who just sucks shit in this episode? Freddie, who's your Lost Forever?
I would love to say like Sawyer or Boone, but straight Cooper.
Oh,
an
yeah.
asshole. Guy's just a weapons grade dickhead.
Yep. Yeah, he's not great.
I'm stealing that line from Trailer Park Boys. That's a Bubbles line, but that's a weapons grade dickhead.
Yeah.
Like that guy is just like when first off the nurse is like, I didn't even know that was your dad. That's like, ooh, red flag. And then B, he didn't leave me a note. Nah. The nurse is kind of actually, you know what? I think that nurse might be the Lost Forever. That was the most uncompassionate nurse I've ever seen in my life. She's taking his pulse and like, hey, bro, that fucking sucks, doesn't it?
I'll get you some juice. How about you get me my fucking kidney back?
We're gonna go with nurse or Cooper or a combination of Cooper nurse.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
JP.
Oh,
who's your Lost Forever?
Obviously, John Locke.
What? Say what?
Listen,
your Lost Forever is John Locke?
Oh yeah, obviously.
Oh man,
I don't know.
Obviously.
I don't know why that's so surprising to you. Listen, Locke is a lot of things, right? And I have always known him to be honest and forthright and just a stand-up guy. But I don't believe that anymore because he's trying to sell Mousetrap to a kid. Do you understand? The second Mousetrap is opened within a house that has a child in it, parts go missing. Okay?
Yeah.
You are now no longer having fun. You are frustrated. And John Locke knows that because he's a professional. He knows everything. He knows that Mousetrap is just something that's going to divide siblings and families. And he's trying to peddle this to this kid because he's getting kickbacks from Hasbro. It's that Johnny Locke. He's dishonest. About the board games.
Fucking Mousetrap, man.
Adam.
Yeah, John Locke out here fucking up. My Lost Forever, Damon Lindelof and Carlton Cuse for totally wasting Navy and Andrews in this episode. Saeed being on camera, not having any lines, only doing something to help Sawyer. Fuck, that was lame.
Yeah.
At least Saeed got paid. At least that actor got paid.
I would rather have if that's all you're gonna have Saeed do, don't have him do it. Have Jack do that,
right?
And just have him make the glasses that he diagnosed.
Have Kate do it.
Yeah.
Give Kate something to do.
Anybody who's already been in the episode, have them do it. Bring in Saeed for that. No lines, no nothing. Just treat my man bad.
Freddie, Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for putting up with me over talking you for an hour.
That's fine. We will have you back.
Good.
This was a blast. Anything you want to plug?
Nah, man, Nerf is the way.
Yeah.
Nerf or die, bro.
Your two daughters will grow up to do something cool, and we'll retroactively add it back in and plug it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Big ups to my wife for putting up with me and just having a baby. Now a month ago.
Yeah.
Baby's kick ass. My wife is kick ass. So
Get those kids to be older so we can have them on the podcast.
Yeah, big props to them.
Oh man, my lost MVP should have been the trebuchet. Anyways,
it's not late. It's not too late. Make the call. Recut. Do it now.
It's all good. All right. So if y'all are looking to be lost with us, next time we're going to be doing season 1, episode 22, Born to Run, starring Kate as our eccentric character.
Is Bruce Springsteen featured?
Probably.
Yeah, it would not surprise me if that shows up as a needle drop on the episode.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks again, Freddy.
You're welcome, guys. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is good.
I plan on doing at least 5 or 6 more of these
we'll
until
have
you
you
hate
back.
me.
That's for sure. Well, thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of Lost on Lost.
I'm Adam.
I'm JP.
Do you have any idea what's going on this show?
Nope.
Me neither. Lost on Lost is produced and edited by me and JP.
We wish to acknowledge that we live, work, and produce our show on occupied land.
Burbank, California is located on the traditional tribal lands of the Tongva, Chumash, Kizh, and Fernandino Tataviam peoples.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin is located on the traditional tribal lands of the Peoria, Potawatomi, Miama, and Ho-Chunk peoples.
And Lost was produced in Hawaii on the lands of the Kanaka Maoli.
Visit native-land.ca to learn more about the land you live and work on.
You can engage with us on IG, Facebook, and Twitter at Lost on Lost 1.
You can also email us at wearelostonlost@gmail.com or support us with dollar monies at coffee.com/wearelostonlost.
Thanks to Lostpedia and its community of contributors, Danny Schmitz, random.org, and as always, you the listeners for tuning in.
We're hosted at Podbean. You can hear us there or wherever you get your podcasts, except MySpace. We're not on MySpace.
Yet.